Have you ever heard of Twelfth Night?
No.
Have you ever heard of She's the Man?
Yes, it was my favorite movie when I was younger.
Ooh, can you tell me anything about anything in the plot of those?
Yeah, so there's Viola, and she pretends to be a boy so she can go and play for the soccer team at Illyria, because the boys wouldn't let her try out for the team. So then she's there, and then the whole love triangle goes on.
Yeah, those two plots are actually pretty similar, which is pretty interesting. Can you name any other Shakespeare plays that you've read or heard of?
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet, which we read in 9th grade, Hamlet, Julius Caesar, are some that I know.
Awesome, thank you. All right, do you want to introduce yourself, everybody on camera?
I think everybody already knows me already, but I'm Mr. Hogue. I'm an English teacher here at Prior Lake High School.
And what do you know about Shakespeare?
Well, he was born and died on the same day, 1564 to 1616 is when he lived. He was born on April 23rd, supposedly died on April 23rd, according to the baptismal records that they hold at Holy Trinity Church in Stratford-upon-Avon. He wrote a whole bunch of plays, a lot of sonnets. He's mostly known for his poetic use of iambic pentameter. And of course, Romeo and Juliet, Julius Caesar, but of course my favorite play of all time is Richard III, involving a man who is a little bit disabled, but has to kill a whole bunch of other people in order for him to become king. And he is successful for only a short amount of time.
Hi, I'm Jessie.
I'm Peter.
Hi, can you tell me what you know about Shakespeare?
Nothing. Okay.
Have you heard of any plays by Shakespeare?
Yes.
Like what?
Romeo and Juliet.
Hamlet.
What's your favorite play by Shakespeare?
None.
Romeo and Juliet.
Okay, thank you. Hi, can you say your name and grade, please?
Hi, I'm Katie Anderson. I'm a senior here at Prior Lake High School this year.
Have you ever read the play Twelfth Night?
I have not, but I have heard of it.
Are you familiar with the movie She's the Man?
Oh, it's one of my favorite movies. Yes, love it.
Can you explain the plot line for me?
Yeah, so the girl, why am I forgetting her name? She wants to play soccer, but they canceled the girls' soccer team at her school, so she decides that she's gonna pretend to be her brother for a little bit and join the boys' soccer team, and then she goes and lives with a boy, and they fall in love, but she doesn't know that she's actually a girl, and then at the end they reveal it, and it's kind of awkward, but they end up being in love. So that's cute. We like that.
Do you know of any other Shakespeare plays?
Yeah, one of my actually favorite plays in general, books, work of literature, is Hamlet by Shakespeare. It's amazing.
And why is that?
It's just full of revenge, full of plot twists, a little bit of love in there too. It's just overall an amazing play, well written, well executed. Yep, we love it.
Thank you. Hi, can you say your name and grade?
Yeah, I'm Greta Brewer. I'm a senior at Prior Lake High School.
Have you ever heard of the play Twelfth Night?
I have.
Can you tell me what you know about it?
Well, we learned it a bunch in school, and we learned about Julius Caesar. I forgot what grade. 9th. And then what's it called? 12th Night is about a boy and a girl that are twins, and then they are lost in a shipwreck, and then Viola pretends to be Sebastian, and then she falls in love with the Duke, and then it just gets really twisted. Love triangle.
Have you ever heard of the movie She's the Man?
I have.
Did you know that that movie was based off of the play Twelfth Night?
I did.
What other plays do you know from William Shakespeare?
Hamlet, I guess before Julius Caesar. That's all I can think of right now.
All right, thank you.
All right, so tell us everything that you know about Twelfth Night and an example of another play that you've read or directed.
Twelfth Night is possibly my favorite Shakespearean comedy. And I like it because I love the whole mistaken identity. I love the subplot with Toby Belch. It is a play that I directed sometime in the early 2000s. I'm not exactly sure what year, maybe 2006 or something like that. I directed it at the exact time that She's the Man came out, so that was pretty exciting for my students in it. But it was very fun to direct. I have seen it performed 5 or 6 times. My favorite time was at the Guthrie when they actually had men playing both parts, and that made it really, really fun. Other Shakespeare plays, I've read many of them. My absolute favorite of all is what I taught in AP Lit and Comp, and that's Hamlet. There's no play better written, and that's a play I would never direct because I'm not good enough, nor is anybody else good enough to direct Hamlet, to my credit. I've told people that for years and years and years, but I love Shakespeare. I actually fell in love with him through the sonnets, and then when I was in college I took every Shakespeare class I could, and I directed, my very first one was Romeo and Juliet, and then I did Midsummer Night's Dream, Twelfth Night, and Much Ado About Nothing were the 4 Shakespeare that I directed here. So, that's it.
What is your name and age?
I'm Nathan Bergseth. I'm 17.
And you're a senior or
Junior.
junior? Okay. So tell me all of the technical things that go into putting on a theatrical play.
A lot of things go into it. You have like the costumes and the props, where like Shakespeare, his costumes are very elaborate and big, so a lot goes into that. So we had to rent some stuff and make a lot of new costumes, and then the set, it wasn't much, but like it's usually not much for Shakespeare. Like you get like a rock or something, or and then for the more tech side of it, for sound, you got your sound effects and stuff, but usually for Shakespeare there isn't anything much. And then lights is very elaborate usually because it's dark and a lot of dark stuff. And then the blocking with the stage manager is very, very important.
Awesome.